can't even say I'm not. I'm blessed. Um, Still building the business. As I build the business, I just found a law firm that can process the report for me because in the state of Delaware, I can't process them myself. So I found a lawyer willing to do it. We got to negotiate pricing and terms for what I need to for my business. And then every client that I get, I'll fill out the paper, verify their identity, send it over to the lawyer. The lawyer will send it over to the courts. The courts will adjudicate, yes, it's their money. And then the attorney will then escrow the funds and pay each person accordingly. And we're just going to roll it.
Is that negotiation like a percentage per customer, or is it like a set rate and then they never give you?
So that's hold on, let me get my headphones in. That's what I'm trying to figure out what they want to do, because I don't want to charge people too much money. And
So what business is this?
I'm in what's called surplus funds recovery.
Okay.
So I'll give you the short of it, and I think we've spoken a little bit on the live about, but the short of it is.
But not everybody's been on the live for a few weeks. So tell us straight from the beginning, every atom and molecule, and don't leave nothing out.
Shut it. So people lose their homes to foreclosure or because they didn't pay their taxes. So in either case, whether your house is paid off and you didn't pay your taxes or you owed on a mortgage, when they sell your home, if what they sell it for is more than what you owed, they actually owe that homeowner money, and they do not reach out to the homeowner to give them that money. So, Does someone have a question? Oh,
that's background noise.
So in one particular case, I met with a lady who was owed $304,000. She owed a utility bill. So her husband was a Marine. He retired. They were in their 50s and going towards 60s. And they bought their house cash with the retirement fund once he got out of the Marines. Well, COVID hit, and she's a nurse, and they fell on hard times, but she worked in the hospital. They fell on hard times, people getting fired because they wouldn't take the shot and all that kind of nonsense. So a bill got behind and got to $17,000. They auctioned the property off. That house sold for $321,000, and they put that house right back on the market for $500,000 because nothing was wrong with it.
Xavier, that's a business right there.
To the highest bidder goes the spoils.
That's right.
If you know how much the home is worth, when it goes to auction, it just sells for whoever's got the deepest pockets.
That's right.
So what happens after that is they took the $17,000 that she owed, and the remaining money, which was $304,000, goes in a pot of money that the Superior Court, at least in this state, holds on to. And you must then, as the homeowner who lost their home and is owed funds, you must petition the court for those funds. Well, most people don't know how to do that. So we look for where the money is. A lot of it is public record, but some of it you got to do some digging. We found her that she was owed that much money. We contacted her and we explained, hey, we know you're owed money and we can help you get that money back. This particular client was stubborn, so she told us she knew how to do it herself, and I think the money's still sitting there last I had checked. $304,000 because she didn't file the paperwork correctly to stop the auction from happening the next day, so her house actually went to auction. She's trying to claim it's a faulty sale so that she can just get her house back and doesn't have to pay a dime. I don't think it's going to work. Best of luck to her. But so, yeah, she had $304,000 just sitting there with her name on it. What I do is I reach out to folks. I figure out if they're owed money. I make sure they're not on the do not call registry because I don't want to get sued. or have the federal, like the Communications Commission come after me for reaching out to people that have already said don't disturb me. And I say, hey, you're owed money. And if they agree, what we do is we partner with a lawyer, we fill out the paperwork for them, we send it to the attorney processes it in court, and we just wait, everybody then just waits to get paid. That's it. I take so I do percentage based. However, if lawyers are going to be taking a big chunk of money, I'm going to have to lower the amount because I don't want us exceeding between us and the attorneys. I don't want us exceeding 35% of what that homeowner is owed. So I want them to get most of their money back. But yeah, that's what we do. Ugh.
Well,
how many clients do you find? Like, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing this?
I took a long time. Sorry, hold on. It took a long time to get the business even started, but the LLC has been active since last year. And I haven't had success finding clients so far, but numbers wind up either not being valid or it's hard to get in touch with them. Go ahead.
Are you doing it in every state or just over there where you are?
Yes. Every state. So every state has different requirements and regulations and where the money is held. Right now, I'm focused in Delaware, but my website is up finally. It's called buildingusbackup.com. And we'll launch ads very soon. Those ads are going to hopefully bring in leads from every state. We've already started jumping into, like I went to a homeless shelter the other day and spoke to the folks there at the homeless shelter, the manager. She likes what we do, so she held on to a couple of business cards. She's going to tell people about what we do. And then we're going to start jumping into Facebook groups, social media groups, and start telling people about what to us. We have a business page up on Facebook, and then once the ads start launching with all the correct SEO terms, hopefully that'll draw leads to us, and then we can just start processing and rolling. So I'm thankful. I'm appreciative. My wife's and my VA disability is pretty much covering us in the meantime because I dropped out of work for the time being to take this on full time. And VA check and stocks and interest. And then I support a business body shop. When something breaks, they call me. I charge them. They agree. I go fix it. We shake hands. They deliver me a check. And I'm able to operate as my own independent contractor.
1099?
So I'm blessed. And we're just going to keep rolling. 1099 basically.
That's
for everything.
I have a question. When you take on a
You break, I fix. Yeah.
When you take on a client, you're technically going against the bank. Is that correct?
He could be going against the bank.
Because the banks are the one that does.
No. So at the point. No. So at the point where we reach them, the money has already been. So the home has already been seized, and the bank or whomever, the money has already been paid out, and the rest of the money that's left over that's owed to the homeowner is already sitting with either the county treasurer, is sitting with the Superior Court or somewhere in the court system. Some state entity is holding on to the remainder of the money that is not due to the bank, isn't due to anyone else. There was case law fought on that years ago because the banks and other entities were holding on to the money, and that was adjudicated and fought. And now they must release the money in at least 48 out of 50 states. And I think the other 2 states wound up losing too, but I have to verify that, where they were trying to hold on to the money. So it was fought and determined that no, since you got your payment out of it and you get the house back, you don't get the money. Or, whoever got, they all got their payment. Like if it was a mortgage, if you got the mortgage money back, you got your payment that's paid in full. You can't keep the house. That the additional, basically the what do we call it? this when what you
Are you trying to say equity?
whatever the equity belongs to the homeowner.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Yeah. Did you not get? My bad.
Yeah, you have
So the
you
equity
have a
belongs to the
slight
homeowner. So
delay. You have like a
once
3-second delay.
You have like a 3 hour delay. That's because you're in the
that
East
makes
Coast.
sense.
Oh, so all right,
All right, I see what you did there.
here's an idea for you. Have you tried targeting bankers and real estate agents that are involved in the process of foreclosures on
Yeah, they don't
properties?
typically give that information out.
Uh, no, it's,
Oh, go
it's
ahead.
it's not for them to give you the information. It's just for them to recommend you to customers that are losing their houses. So the clients can, like clients that have
I think my
funds.
side is tipping real bad.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you got like a it's like a 3-second delay. Whenever you say something or whenever somebody has a question for you, it's pretty darn noticeable.
Makes
I'm
sense.
saying that it's not for them to give you information on foreclosures. It's for them to recommend you to clients that have properties being foreclosed, so they don't try not to lose as much money, or so they could like recuperate some of the money that they're losing.
So yeah, so I've reached out to a couple of banks, at least in this state. They don't share that. They don't share any pre-foreclosure listing kind of information because they consider that PII. But what I have done is go to Zillow and looked at short sales, homes in pre-foreclosure status and whatnot, things of that nature. And then we also look, so our counties, we have 3 counties in Delaware. That's how small we are.
Pretty small.
And we'll look and see when the auction dates, yeah, we'll look and see when the auction dates are coming up for each county. And based off that list, what we have done in the past is we've driven to each home on that list, knocked on the door, see if we can get in touch with the homeowner and explain what we can do for them in getting them their money. But there is a pride, there is a lot of fear because by the time we get that list, a bunch of people have already gone out to them before we can even reach them, and they've gone to visit them. They've tried to haggle them for the house to try to get them out of the house. Oh, we'll pay it off if you just move out. We'll give you some equity.
Yeah.
So by the time I get there, they think that's what we're trying to do too. So I have not had success that way either, which is why I decided to go and put kind of our resume out there in an advertisement and let the leads come to us. That way we know everyone that's showing up to the door, who's booking an appointment, who's filling out the form, they're already ready to make a deal with us instead of the people that have pride, stubbornness, fear, and don't even want to talk to us.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey, real quick, so you
But
guys
I am
see
looking
the
for folks in every state who want to help participate.
so you guys see the fourth person that's on here in the red. This is Cyril, the guy we welcomed yesterday. He's one of my guys from work. It's funny story. I don't remember how we got to talking about it. I think he asked me if I had Tesla stock. And I said no, and he said Tesla was really like booming or whatever. And sharp guy. He likes talking about money and like earning more, creating wealth. And so we talked before about his IRA. And then he asked me about Tesla, and I said no. I asked him what the return for Tesla was last year, and he said he didn't know. And so we're gonna look it up right now because actually this is all akin to how he got in here. So Tesla had a 74% return last year.
Well, welcome to the group.
Yeah. But listen, this is funny. So I told him it may be 30 to 50%, but I was incorrect on that. It had a 74%. And I said, if it's in like the 30 to 50% range, I don't even look at it now. Now, 10 years ago, you never hear somebody say that. 30% in the market is freaking phenomenal. And it's 3 times as much as what the S&P 500 gets. And it's 3 times as much as what the stock market does every year. So, but in the last 5 years, tech has been booming so much. You have companies doing 100% and doubling. You have companies doing 200%. You got companies doing 400%. So I told him, I don't even look at something like this. He goes, well, what do you have in your portfolio that's making you more than that? So I was like, oh, well, I could tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you. But I told him first. So I don't have it in my portfolio, but I mentioned this one, INOQ, and I had my eye on it. But the thing is, I'm done having 17 different stocks as well. So INOQ, if you were looking at this one the past month, it did in the past month what Tesla did in 1 year. In the past 3 months, a little below that. But if you look at since January, it did what Tesla did in a full year. Now watch this. And here it goes. Oh, mi corazón. Oh. So look. If you had this a year ago, you'd have paid $11 for it. $11. $11. And I had my eye on it when it was low. I'm not going to lie. But you can't have everything. You got to hyper concentrate on some stuff, right? But just 100 shares of it, you would have seen substantial growth. Just 100 shares, right? And so you can never go back and look at something. He's asking questions right now. Hold on. He said, would you say right now is the time to buy? Well, let me show you the rule of thumb on how you know when you should or should not buy, right? We just scroll right on down here. See right here, 52-week high, 76.13. Now we scroll back up, 72.65. No, absolutely not. I would say no is not the time to buy. In fact, what is it at? 72.65. 72.65 times 0.2. Let's say minus 72.65. I wouldn't buy until it reached about the 58.12 range, a 20% drop, maybe $60. I'd start getting into this. Nothing above that. No, it's too close to this 52-week high. And when that happened, and why? Why? Because, and we spoke a lot. We actually spoke a lot yesterday, and then he kind of twisted my arm to tell him the juice. And one of the other guys on the other side of the room, we call him AWOL. He was like, hey, man, you need to go on YouTube, click subscribe, quick. Yeah, we're live. Go on YouTube, click subscribe, all of this stuff. And I'm like, he doesn't have to do all of that. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you got to subscribe to the podcast and whatnot, right? So he's like, hey, senior, let me know what's up. Like, so I'm like, all right, let's go to the phones. And I show him everything. And so that's why he's here. So you actually, it's so crazy, right? These lessons in life, if you're really, really paying attention, you can really glean from any situation a deeper meaning. That could have just been a conversation between two folks in the Navy. If you were also in the Navy, you're just walking by, oh, senior's just talking to one of his first classes, right? Or you could look further, you could look deeper, right? Use some vision and say, oh, they're really talking about something that I need too. Let me follow them out here to these phones, right? But he's the only one. That's why he's here right now. So welcome, Mr. Cyrell. That's how he says his name. But yeah, we're getting to it today. If y'all saw, I had my head down for a little bit. I was actually messaging him about who y'all are and what we're talking about today. So we're talking about getting to this money any way we can, legally, not illegally. And yeah, we talk about investing. We talk about getting a stronger 9 to 5. which he actually just put on first class within the last year in the Navy, and he hadn't been in that long, maybe 5 years, I think. And so that's extremely fast. It took me 6, and I was moving. So he's really he's I'm Tails, he's Sonic, right? So what did you just say? No, we ain't manipulate no market swings. Hey, don't watch the chat, man. Some people being crazy. Uh, so anyway, um, so yeah, Curtis was talking about the business that he started. Actually, he was talking about before I started recording. We were talking to Sanchez. She said we favor a little bit. He is definitely my biological brother. Like it's not a joke. He's just like 5 years younger. And we were talking about our youngest brother that looks more like him, and he lives with him actually. So they went to, and Curtis, clean this up for me because I don't know exactly where you guys were. A couple weeks ago, you guys went to some kind of convention or something, and you were helping out with it. And Winston called me on the phone. I was in the gym, and he said that you had a stand or something. You were going around meeting different businesses or something. And funny, great minds think alike. Xavier said the same thing to you that I said to Winston. Talk to your local realtors, talk to your local banks, talk to your local credit unions, take them guys to lunch, actually start a friendship with those guys, figure out how you can add value to them, and they will add value to you. And even if they're not supposed to share the list or something like that, they could maybe drop a piece of paper on the floor and walk out the door, or if
That's
it's
a good.
if it's legal to do so. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
You man, you crazy. So yeah, you crazy.
No, but I'm saying, like, we can't act
So,
like we don't understand how business works, right? This is how conglomerates do it. They pick somebody at the real estate office, and they're like, "Hey, how's it going? Hey," make small talk. "Hey, let's go to lunch." And you start talking, and you start figuring out what they do. Figure out how you can add value to them, and then they'll want to reciprocate. So, I did tell Winston that, yeah, you guys should check with local realtors, local credit unions, stuff like that. So you can catch these homes before they hit the market. And why is this important? Well, he contracts, right? Winston works part-time. I have a 9 to 5. Xavier has a 9 to 5. Sanchez has a 9 to 5. Cyril has a 9 to 5. Everybody has a 9 to 5. But what is your 5 to 9? That's what I keep asking people. Either 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. or 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. You need a 5 to 9. And I was talking about how, 5 to 9. He put the the thinking emoji in the chat. So listen, I often say that it's not your 9 to 5 that's going to get you to all of your financial goals. It's not going to get you where you want to be in life. It is going to support the lifestyle you live right now. But it's your 5 to 9 that is going to get you the extra mile to where you want to go ultimately, right? And I don't care what 5 to 9 is. You got the morning 5 to 9, you got the afternoon 5 to 9. But if you come home and you pick up a controller, and I do. Give me 1 second. If you pick up a controller and you start controlling some cyber dude for 9 hours or 8 hours a day after your 9 to 5, you're never going to reach it because you're perpetually being entertained, right? So that's what we talk about all the time over here. What are you doing? The question is, what do you do at your 62? That is to say, when you're not working, getting ready to work, or commuting to and from work, or sleeping. What are you doing with that time? If it's all spare time that you're just entertaining yourself, then you're never going to reach those goals. So we're all doing something different. And what you see on the screen up here, right? That's something that I do in my spare time. That is called a stock portfolio. And so you have to Curtis, you can go ahead and expand, but this is what we talk about. So he's going to expand on what I was just talking about, but I'm going to pull up the other stocks Cyril asked me about yesterday. Y'all going to see why he wanted me to grab my phone. Go ahead. You got it.
All right, so yeah, so I did forget to mention, Xavier, when you were asking, I do have a realtor from one of the biggest realty companies in Delaware. What they do is they send me market opportunities. So they asked me, hey, what kind of metrics are you looking for? And I actually met the guy because for a house that had burned down. After the house burned down and it was on the market for like 100 grand, somebody then ran into the front of it and dropped it even more. So they took it back off the market and they were looking for a deal about 60 grand, but you'd have to build that place from the ground up, at least I said. But anyway, so he gave me, he sends me on regular intervals, homes in the area, comps, things that are happening, so that we have a pretty good tailored list of what we're looking for, so we can hop on deals. Now, to add to that, I should ask him for a pre-foreclosure list that their clientele generate, and I will. Thank you for the reminder on that, because those pre-foreclosure people are folks that I can go and offer my services to, get their story, and figure out if we can actually help them. Now,
Right. If you get there before the banks.
We weren't able to help her sell her house because, go ahead.
Sorry,
Correct.
If you get there before the banks, they
who
won't be
lives
sketchy.
Near my wife's grandmother. Yeah, because so I'm not in it just to take people's money.
Right.
I am in it to provide a service to the community. So we found one lady, we cut her grass for her so that the city couldn't keep fining her. Her husband passed, and after her husband passed, her Social Security dropped, and then she couldn't afford to live there anymore. So we cut her grass, we cut the trees from around her house that were overgrowing it, made the house look presentable, tried to help her get her finances back in order. We even fixed her car up a little bit because my father-in-law is a mechanic. So he took the car with a buddy and they fixed the car up because she had gotten some damage to it. We've done everything we could for her, but she wanted for us to help her sell her home, and in exchange, she wanted like a plot of land, just a quarter acre and like a single or double wide. We couldn't find anything in the price. So then once the bank sent that, hey, we're foreclosing on you on this date, she got desperate and contacted somebody on her own and was willing to go under what she initially told us she was willing to do. Now, had she just told us that, we would have already gotten her sold and out the house and taken a small bit for ourselves if it was affordable for her, for the plan we made for her. But she just got desperate and made a Hail Mary to whoever she could. So we'll use that going forward to understand that when people get emotionally charged like that, they will make even more irrational decisions than we first thought that they would make.
Well, yeah, I mean, when they're losing their home, we have to understand that this is a earth-shattering, reality-shaking thing, and it's a life-altering thing. So it is not glamorous at all. And actually, our parents lost their home that they were buying. What was I, about 16? And then we moved out of it. No, I was 17. I was 17 when they lost it. And that's what made us have to move back to New York with grandparents and whatnot. So it's earth shattering. It is life altering. It will shake your whole reality. I mean, nothing. But if you think about it, who is it? Sir Isaac Newton. He said everything has an equal but opposite. Every action has an equal but opposite reaction. Well, you come into the house like, yeah, this is great. This is, yeah, but you will leave the house exactly the opposite. And so no one wants to go through that. So yeah, what the service that you're providing is great. And I think it's also great that you have a plan to get there before the realtors and before the movers and shakers who are trying to just get that money. That, that cream, they on that cream. Cash rules everything around. Who is that? Wu-Tang? Cash rules everything around me? Yeah. They're on that cream, so that's good. You Sanchez asked you a
Uh,
question in the chat.
It wasn't really a question. It was more like piggybacking off of what you were saying because
Oh, I
um,
see.
I was saying, what do you think that the people that are getting in on those homes, don't you think they have a buddy down there at the clerk's office that's giving them the information prior to? It's about relationships.
There it is. There it is. And that's wisdom speaking. That's absolutely wisdom. When I was a young Padawan, about 21, 22 years old, I kept saying, I'm going to do everything based on my merit. I'm going to outwork people and I'm going to show up earlier and I'm going to do this and I'm going to be the best guy possible and I'm going to promote all the way to the top. And one of my uncle's best friends, my youngest uncle's only 6 years older than me, so I used to hang out with him and his buddies a lot. And they're all 5, 6 years older than me, but they've been to college and stuff already. And one of them told me, his name is Tyrone, and he was like, "Look, man, that sounds great, but that does not. The world doesn't spin that way." And I was like, "Yeah, of course it does." He was like, "How would you know? You haven't been out into the world yet." Right, right. And he told me, no, everything with relationship. You have to have a relationship with people, or lack thereof will get doors closed on you. If you have a good relationship with them, they'll open doors for you. We can't act like how was Martha Stewart when she got thrown into prison? What did she get thrown into prison for? She got thrown into prison for insider trading. That is federally illegal in the stock market, right? You can't say, oh, Netflix is about to tank because of this. You might want to sell off your shares, and then they sell off their shares before it tanks. That's insider trading. That's illegal. And how do you think she got the information? Relationship. Now, had they not found out about it, she would have got away clean. But so yeah, not a bad idea. Did you have any more on that, Curtis, or Xavier? Did you want to get started with cooking on anything or talking about anything? The floor is kind of open. It's open mic day.
I'm ready for Xavier. Have at it, brother.
Hey, hey!
yeah, you guys,
Don't talk about all that weight you've been lifting. Y'all should
no,
see this guy
see
Monday through Friday.
that statement, that your statement right now, just explains a lot about you. That's why you try to outdo all of us at the gym.
No,
You
no.
want to do everything yourself. You want to do everything yourself. You want to lift all the damn weights. You want to hang all the weights at the gym. I see you.
I lift all the light stuff, you know. When it gets to
Yeah,
like
sure.
50 and beyond, that's your territory,
No, no, warming up your pinkies and your fingers.
So you were talking about was it another apartment you just purchased in DR?
No, so the engineer that I'm working with in Dominican Republic sent me an opportunity that had just passed by his office. So it was before the two apartments was hitting the market. They gave him the chance to get one of his customers to buy off the two apartments. So it was two apartments that was selling at the same time. It was a package deal. You had to buy both apartments. One apartment was a 3 bedroom. The second apartment was a 2 bedroom. And they were both two penthouses in the tourist area. And these apartments you can actually do Airbnb or you could rent out or long term if you wanted to. But between both apartments, you were looking at about $4,000 to $5,000 of rent income a month.
Okay.
But they were asking for $420,000. Uh, that was a price range. The price was negotiable as well, so you could have offered something less, like 400 grand, and you would have had a nice investment of $5,000 coming in every month to your bank account.
Very nice.
But because because I'm concentrating into the smaller apartments, I said no. I passed on that deal because I'm already in the process of buying the other apartments.
I hear that. So, out of country deals in real estate and stuff like that. We love talking about this. Now, he spoke on this, I think 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and
Yeah.
we were talking about. I asked that question to the chat. What would you do? I think it started with $100,000, and
No, we
then
started with Rick.
we started with $1 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked that question and he brought that out and none of us even knew, like, oh my God, you do this. So we talk about getting to it all the time, but it just talks about Xavier, you got a question in the chat now too. So we talk about things other than like the norm, right? Because the norm is what everybody's doing. Like I talked about, I likened a few weeks ago your finances to football because it's football season. It's my favorite sport. It's the one thing I will stop in the gym and like look at the TV for a long time in between a set and actually watch. I don't have a whole three. I'm never gonna give a whole 3 hour. Well, I will rarely give a whole 3 hours to watch a game. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to watch the highlight reel. I love it. And I love it when it's football season, but I just can't give 3 hours of my time to watch a game. And I used to do it when I was younger. I wasn't doing much else with my life though. That's why. And so now that I'm doing a whole lot, I can't find 3 hours in a day to give to watching somebody sling the rock down the field. And it's exciting and I love it, but can't do it. But that 9 to 5, I liken football to your finances, right? And I said everybody plays offense because everybody's got a 9 to 5. If you don't have that, we're not even talking. You're not in the game, right? But everybody has a 9 to 5, right? So everybody plays offense. Everybody can find a way to get the job that is earning earning money. Don't text me dumb stuff while I'm on live, making me laugh, looking crazy. You know who you are. You know who you are. So everybody plays offense and everybody can earn money, right? But it's defense that makes us go broke. And I pulled up like 10 celebrities or whatever that they went broke. Why? Because they didn't play defense. Defense is stopping your money from leaving your hand buying dumb stuff. And really, dumb stuff is really liabilities, right? A good example, MC Hammer was on Oprah years ago. My mom was watching it and I sat next to her and I never forgot this lesson. He said he had 1,000-piece wardrobe set, like shades, apparel, everything. 1,000 pieces, shirts, pants, watches, you name it. Well, I don't know if the jewelry was a part of it, but for his actual clothing, he had 1,000-piece wardrobe set. I'm gonna tell you something. That's insane in the membrane. And when you want to talk about going broke, try to resell that shirt you got for $200. You might get 80. You might get 60. It depending on who you're talking to. So your return on investment is going to suck. And so his defense was very weak. That's why he ended up losing the game. And then I talked about special teams, investing. Everybody's playing offense. Most people don't play defense, but almost no one is playing special teams. You see what I mean? And so this is why the great, not yet late, 95-year-old Warren Buffett, my favorite saying that he has is that if you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Offense doesn't make you money while you sleep. You have to be at work to earn. Most of us are paid hourly, right? We're not on salary, right? And then defense stops that earned money from leaving, but investing earns you money while you're asleep. And if you have that, special teams can win or lose a game for you. If you've seen football, you know what I'm talking about. There's some games where they don't even score a touchdown. They win it by field goals. You know what I mean? So just think about it like that, right? Xavier, do you want to talk some more on that? Are there any other opportunities you see? What about Puerto Plata or some of the other places we were talking about? I forget. Sasua?
Yeah. So let me answer the question that Ronzo just asked.
Oh, you got it.
In Dominican Republic, yeah, in Dominican Republic, you do not need to be a citizen to own property. You do not need a. You could do it. There's various ways to own property. You could go with your American papers. You could own property through there, and they actually like that you're American
Ooh,
with an American income.
let's
That
go.
means that they could. That means that they could mortgage out the properties to you in dollars, not in pesos. That's doable. Because I'm a citizen, because I have dual citizenship, it's easier for me to. I have more options. So I could do, the banks will work with me in Dominican currency or American currency. I could also have a company out there and do own properties on the company, not under my name. I could do all that stuff. But you don't have to be American. You don't have to be Dominican in order to own property. You can be. We have property owners from all over the place. Europeans, Americans, South American, Central American. They all go and they own properties.
Boy, I'm about to be like thunder. 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 Wait, this look wrong. This is a light. This is a light. All right. This is my light, my desk light. I done went crazy. All right, hold on. I got a question though about that, right? So you can own property in even Mexico not being a citizen, but my wife and I, we actually talked to a realtor about 4 years ago. He lives in San Diego. I think Eastlake is where he does business. And he said that if you are a Mexican citizen, it's going to cost you about $1,000 to buy. You have to get a lawyer and they have to draw up paperwork for you, but it's going to cost you $1,000 to get the deal done on average. But if you're not a citizen, it'll run you $9,000 more because you're not a citizen. So it costs the $9,000 you can't get rid of. And he said what they do if you're not a citizen, if you are, you can buy the land and the house and everything. But if you're not, they do a 99-year lease to you on the land, and then you just re-up it. I mean, I don't know who's living past that, but you just re-up it 50-year increments, I guess, if your family's there, whatever. Is DR like that, or do you own it outright? Because even in America, you don't own it outright because you have to pay property taxes. How is DR when it comes to property tax and either the lease or owning?
So you own it outright.
Oh,
You know, it's yours. The only thing about the taxes, property taxes, is the threshold that I was talking about that like about a month ago. I'm gonna talk to my cousin who's a banker. She's a bank's manager out there, and I'm gonna ask her about the property taxes situation over there. There's a threshold. You only pay property taxes until that. Um, so, for example, if your property is worth hmm, 12 million, let's make it simpler. Let's do 10 million,
peso?
which is yeah. Let's divide that by 60. Okay, so around $166,000. So that would be like 10 million. You only pay property taxes on nine. No, you don't have to pay property taxes for the first 6 million. After the 6 million, because the property is worth over 6 million, you only pay property taxes on the 4 million pesos.
Mm. What's the average house like over there? Like worth? What we talking? Like, I mean, not in Sosua or what's SD? Santo Domingo?
Santo Domingo.
Yeah, not like there. Like if you were more outside of the city, maybe not quite countryside, but you get what I'm saying, just outside of the big cities.
So outside of the big cities, not the tourist area, let's say in the countryside,
Hmm.
uh, regular property out there could be anywhere from 5 to 7 million pesos.
Okay.
And once you go to the city, big city, you're looking more like around 10 to 12 million. And the tourist areas, maybe-
What, so convert that into dollars.
It's on the screen right
Okay.
here. That's
Oh,
5 million pesos is 80 grand.
Oh, okay, great. Look, I can't see. I'm getting my nails done, but
Oh,
my ears are wide open.
oh, okay, fair enough.
okay. So right now, what I'm investing in is in the tourist area, and I'm looking into small apartments that I can rent out long term to the hotels for their work. And those properties are going for 3 million pesos, which is about 90. What's that?
48 G's.
So something like that.
Mm.
So
See-
those properties that I'm buying, I don't have to pay property taxes on.
And hey, and I have a question for you. You say you were born there, right? And you moved to New York, I think, when you were 2.
Yes,
Are you also bilingual?
yes, I am.
And that helps a ton, doesn't it?
It doesn't really matter because you always have translators available to help you out.
Okay.
What helps me out is that I still have family out there, like my cousin, bank manager. That helps me out. She's already, I don't have to look into people that I'm working with because she's already looked into it. 'Cause they're
Already
the
vetted.
the bank's clients, you know.
And she
So I
does
bank with
does
her.
real estate?
No, she's a bank manager.
Bank manager. Ooh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I bank with her. The engineer that I work with banks with her, and there's a couple of business accounts that she runs that also I can work with them if I decide to. So what happens is the banks already is running the background checks. I don't have to do it on that.
So what you're saying is relationship has helped you exponentially.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about, man. See, right? Relationship. Let America lie to you if you want to. I love you, but America doesn't run on Duncan. It does not. And money doesn't make the world go round. Relationships do. If you have
So
a good relationship, go ahead. Sorry.
let me tell you, this is another side of business that I do on the side. For the people that are here in California and the San Diego region, if you guys recommend me someone that needs a job to get done, a construction project or anything, I am giving out to the people who recommend them, I'm giving 10% of my winnings. So if I make $2,000 of a job that you guys recommend, I'll hand you $200 or whatever finder's fee. Just putting that out there. That's something I started doing a couple of weeks ago.
That's what I'm talking about. Finder's fees. See, look, this is us understanding the power of relationship. You put together a group of folks that all have like-minded individuals, and you create relationships. You create even more powerful. You create a community of people who can build stuff, right? Build the kind of community that you want to see versus always being the person that's just complaining about what you see, and I thought about that. I was talking to my best friend about some stuff in society, and I noticed we kept saying, I wish they would, I wish they would, I wish they would. And I'm like, Who is they? Who is they? Who is they? Who is that? You're they. It is you. You are they. Welcome. Look in the mirror. That is you. You are them. You are they. And so it's like, it just hit me all at once. Why do we speak like that? Why is it always somebody? I would love to see this. My year, my day, my life would be complete if I could only see this one thing. I'm not asking for much, but this one thing, I just, if I had it, or if it was like that, man, this would be tremendous. But I need somebody else to do it. No, you build it. You build the future you want to see, the society you want to see, the community you want to have. You build it. And so that's what we're doing here. And I'm glad to have everybody that's here, because we're actually going to do business. We're actually learning the stock market right here. Something that is so mysterious to the average person. And it was to me too at one point in time. I just can't believe it was this okay, it's not easy. But from what I know now, no, it is easy. From everything I've done in my lifetime, air traffic control is harder than the stock market. Air traffic control, you have to read all these publications, you have to understand what you're reading, and then you have to get out there and apply it. And oh, by the way, if you make a mistake to a certain degree, it's Metal Shower Mondays over San Diego. Nobody wants that, right? So, and I'm not even being funny. Like, you make that kind of mistake, it's detrimental to everybody, right? So, like, the stock market's easier than that. And whoever would have thunk it? Air traffic control is said to be one of the toughest jobs out there. Yet I've been in the Navy 17 years now as an air traffic controller, and I love it. I think this kind of career field was built for folks like me. The stock market's easier than that. And he's in real estate. I bet, I don't know, would you say real estate on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult would you say buying real estate in DR is?
It's not hard at all. It's the easiest thing that you could do right now. Like, properties are ranging from 50. The properties that I'm dealing with now are ranging any grand. And if you could qualify for a damn Tesla, you're definitely qualified. You're definitely qualified to buy a property.
Oh man, that's what's up.
That's what they're going for, right? The Tesla, like 100 grand. Is that what it is?
No, you're right. You're right. You get an S model. You get an X. You know what? I love that you said that. I love that you said that.
The Cybertruck and the car that has the doors that pop up.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
they go for like 100.
Yeah, I don't know what look, we about to find out right now. I'm about to pull this right now. Let's do it. Because you're exactly right. And I love the fact that you use cars. Why? Y'all already know me, but if this is your first time, why? Because it's going to be on YouTube. If this is your first time, you about to find out. Everybody must have a car. They love the cars. Boy, they would get a car, a brand new car, before they get a house, because everybody's going to see what I drive, but no one's going to see where I live. And it's like, yeah, but everybody's not putting $1 on it either. You know what I mean? They may see and love what you drive, but they're not helping you pay for it. So who cares? Let me see. Let me see if we go to order, if it'll tell me how much it is. Ooh, it's not telling me how much. It's saying $2,000 a month or $1,700 mi corazón. Absolutely not.
Is that the simple version? The one that has nothing?
Nah. This is what is this? The S? What did I click? Yeah, the S. Hold on, I'm trying to see how much it is. You see how it's not giving you the full amount, right? Hold on. 96 grand. You're exactly right. Look at that. Model S. 96 grand. For something with 4 wheels that's just supposed to get you from point A to point B. People are
Does that
paying.
calculate? I'm sorry. Does that calculate the interest rate that you're getting the loan on?
I'm not sure. It's just saying an estimated no, let me edit leasing right here. Hold on. Get out of the way. Finance. 6.9%. But you gotta have a 720.
Whew.
And look, it's 84 months. It's 84 months. Who does 84 months for a car? Yo, that's 7 years. Oh, me caught it so. There's I gotta click off of this. I ain't trying to pass out on camera. Maybe off camera, but not on camera. Yo, yo, that's nuts. So you're saying if you could qualify for that, then you could qualify for a home in the DR.
And if you're an American with an American income, it helps you a lot in qualifying for a property. Now, mind you, a car is not going to bring in $700 into your pocket.
Oh, heck no. No, you're right. You're right about that. It's not. And so I'm actually glad you use cars. Again, great minds think alike, because we will buy this. I brought up Lucid. Lucid is the luxury brand. Now, I did pull up the Model S, and that's not their base model, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell this without saying names, but if he sees this, he's gonna know. I had a sailor I just saw. What was it? Thursday. I walk into work, sitting in the parking lot. I'm on the phone with my wife doing last minute, like, have a great day. I'll see you later. How'd you sleep? How was spin? How's the gym? All of that. We always talk every morning, about 7:00. And while I'm sitting out there, this guy that's in E4, he pulls up. E4. Now, you know the scale is E1 to E9. He's E4, right? And so I see him pull up in a Tesla, and I'm like, what the? And I said it. This young sailor pull up in his darn expensive car. My wife is like, baby, calm down. And I'm like, no, I'm about to go get him. What the heck? What did he pull up in this Tesla for? Because I already know his paycheck isn't going that far. He is not making a whole lot of money every month. He doesn't, I'm just going to take a wild guess. He doesn't have a house. I'm just no. So I'm going to guess he's going to use a supercharger every time to charge the car versus having a home charger. Long story short, I was right. No house, an apartment, splitting rent with the girlfriend. No way to charge the car except supercharger, but did not get told that supercharging the car every time degrades your battery a lot faster than using a home charger, because it heats up the battery super hot. Like, they ain't even tell them everything about how to utilize the car and that the battery degrades over time and stuff like that. And he had no idea. Go ahead.
Just to put this out, I just found this case. It was a random article that pops up on my feed.
Mm-hmm.
A Tesla battery is costing about $28,000 plus service fee. So $28,000 just to buy a brand new battery pack, and then they're gonna charge you an extra amount of money to put it onto your car.
Oh, absolutely not. And see, y'all see that?
All right.
You could buy, just buying something with 4 wheels, right? What's your return on investment for this stuff? But buying real estate, what is your return on investment? And that's what he's talking about. And again, and I've been talking about this all week long. Now, America is not the world. For you folks, listen, I've met folks who have not been outside their county. When I lived in southern Georgia, I lived around folks who have not been outside of their state. I lived around people who had not been outside of their region. If you are not well traveled, you are really missing out. I've been all over the US. I've been on the East Coast, I've been on the West Coast, I've been in between. We lived in Munich, Germany for a time. In fact, Curtis was born in Munich, in Augsburg, Germany. We were living in Munich, but my mom gave birth in Augsburg, a little ways away. I mean, maybe 30 minutes away or so. Curtis was actually born over there. So, you know, and then being in the military, I've been in Asia, I've been in the Middle East. I mean, you name it. America is not the whole world, but we are so close-minded and we don't even know it. Your dollar stretches a lot further nearly everywhere else in the world than it does in your own backyard. So it would behoove you to save and invest and kick your dollar, live beneath your means, right? And kick your dollars out of the country to go work for you over there. It just makes sense. And you said they have translators and whatnot, right?
Yeah, so Dominican Republic, the school systems, they're teaching French, English, German, uh, and Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Spanish is a given, but I think it's French, English, and German that they teach out there. So there's people graduated with these linguistical skills to work in the tourist areas, and they speak a lot of languages. They're usually there to translate.
See, that's awesome. And what people may not know, when we think hard skill, I always talk about the first thing Americans run to is degree, right? That's the first hard skill that we get taught and we love and we know, but you have credentials, certifications, trades, licenses, like having a CDL and being able to drive big rigs. That is having a hard skill. That's a commercial driver's license. But then you also have to think there are more. I just mainly talk about those, but being bilingual, a different language is a hard skill. That is a hard skill. And so nobody can take that from you, right? But in the chat is undefeated. Curtis was saying that's actually up to us to research it before we buy. Not only do we have supercomputers in our pocket, but we can use super applications that talk back to you with logical predictions called AI. Yep. These flat screen TVs that we all have bigger pockets to carry around and we all use to entertain ourselves with Netflix and all of that kind of stuff. And hee ha ha real videos on YouTube, you could be learning this stuff. So you guys have to make a choice. It's either going to be, perpetual entertainment and it be the end of your creativity, motivation, and drive, or you're going to use this thing that could shut the power down in Arizona. I always say that. I better stop saying that. Allegedly. I'm just saying. People have used these things for hacking, right? You throw this, you're going to knock somebody out. Like this thing is not, this is a supercomputer, but what you use, this is a tool. And this is why I tell people, right? I tell sailors this. I asked them I may have asked Cyril this. I'm not sure when he checked in. I ask people on their when I do a midterm with them, when I do their annual evaluation, and sometimes when they check in with me, new to the command, I ask them, "Who's your favorite superhero?" And they kind of look at me weird, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's not a loaded question. Who's your favorite superhero?" And they'll come out with somebody like, "Oh, Superman, Spider-Man," and I'll ask them why, and they'll tell me why, and I'll say, "Okay, all right, Superman because he can fly." Okay, all right. Well, and I said, my favorite superhero is Batman. I say it's a man that doesn't even have superpowers. It's Batman. And they kind of look at me like, you could have picked anybody. Why Batman? And I said, you want to know why? Because Batman, first of all, has a secret identity. Most of them do. He is a billionaire during the day as Bruce Wayne, but I'm not focused on him. I'm focused on the superhero part, right? Batman actually is a superhero with no super skills, no super abilities. All of his abilities come from up here. It's called strategy, right? He will outsmart the smartest, the fastest opponents, the strongest opponents. You don't believe me? If you're a comic book nerd, look up Batman versus Superman. Batman beat Superman. He beat him. You would say, how could he beat Superman? Look it up. He used gloves that were laced with his weakness, kryptonite. And why would he do such a thing? Because he researched his enemy and he knew his enemy's weakness. And that's how he wound up beating him. That's not the whole thing, but I'm just shortening it down. Now watch this, Superman and Batman. Superman shows up with a skin suit that's literally almost painted on him, with his hands on his hips and his chest out with a cape flapping because he's perfect already. He's got no room for improvement, right? He's faster than the speed of bullet, can leap tall buildings in a single bound. He's got spandex with his underwear on the outside, right? And I'm not even knocking Superman. I'm kind of being funny with it, but no, he's got a great jawline and great hair, obviously. But he shows up and he's already faster and stronger than everybody else. You're just waiting for the time to tick for him to have it all wrapped up, right? But Batman doesn't operate like Superman. Batman shows up to the scene and he doesn't jump down in front of everybody, punch the ground, and stand up with his hands on his hips. No, he is in the shadows. When he is seen, it's when he wants to be seen. It's when it's safe to be seen. It's when he needs to be seen. Or when he's trying to scare somebody by letting the light show a glimmer of him, but when it goes away, he's gone. When it shows up again, he's gone. To scare somebody, put the fear in him. He gets the drop on people. Remember, he comes out at night. So he drops in on people from the shadows. He can't but what's the one thing he has on Superman? Tools. He's got a utility belt and he's got tools in him. He can't leap tall buildings in a single bound, but he's got a grappling hook where he can get up there, give him a minute or two, he'll be up there and reach the same heights as him. He's not faster than the speeding bullet, but he understands his enemy and the world around him, so he doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be faster than the guy who's going around the building and is going to come out the other side. Why wouldn't he just go this way and cut him off and meet him when he gets there with a backhand or with a hip toss, right? He's smart. He has smoke bombs, so he doesn't need to be fast enough to disappear out of your sight. Pop a smoke bomb and leap up on a building or run around the trash can, right? He's got the little batarang thing he throws and can trip you up. He's got the bat cuffs that can keep somebody cuffed up on the ground. He's got a Batmobile, a flying one, a motorcycle. He's got a butler that can help him. He's got a sidekick that has a utility belt. I mean, Batman is the smartest superhero, and it's because he realizes what this is. This is a tool to be utilized, not an instrument to control you. And that's why I love Batman, and that's how he beat the alpha guy of the DC universe, because he knew his enemy. And we have to be like Batman. We have all these tools at our disposal. Look, we got lucidmotors.com. This is a website to show you exactly what you shouldn't buy and why you shouldn't buy it. All the luxury that you don't need. Look, we have Robinhood to show us exactly what stocks are trending at, and it's a medium to actually purchase them. Look, we've got Seeking Alpha that talks about the stock Misty that, I mean, it pays me a good old dividend, but it did drop in its equity, right? It paid me $1,000 2 months in a row, but I've lost like $5,000 on the equity. So you kind of have to weigh it, but you have articles to help you in your investments, right? And to do research. But the best tool you can use is your community. You have to, who likes being used? Raise your hand. Most people aren't going to raise their hand. They're going to say, nah, that sucks to be used, right? But it doesn't suck to be used, because if you can be used, that means you have utility for something. That means people can utilize you for something, which makes you useful. If you can't be used, that means you have no utility for nothing. No one can utilize you for anything, which makes you useless. And the beautiful part of that is you get to choose whether or not you want to be useless or useful. It's all a choice. It's all a choice. Did anybody want to say anything else before we get up out of here? Want to share about anything else they're doing or anything else they got coming up? Maybe have a question or anything?
I have something to say. Just in case you guys have heard about this, guys that are investing in different companies, Warren Buffett just purchased the last company that he purchased. OxyChem, it's a division from the Occidental Petroleum.
What?
Occidental Petroleum Chemical Division. He just dropped $10 billion to acquire that division. So if you guys want to look up that company and just have it on the lookout.
What's the company called?
I'll say it right now. It's
Let me see.
Occidental.
OxyChem?
I'm gonna write it in the chat.
Occidental Petroleum Chemical Unit. Got it. OxyChem. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Look at that.
So that company might start pretty soon.
And he bought his last big buy as CEO. I thought he already stepped down as CEO, but he was chairman.
Yeah, he's still the chairman. CEO is, I think, is his son.
Before he gives up his CEO role at the end of the year. Oh, he's giving up CEO of Berkshire Hathaway at the end of the year. So when he announced it before, I thought he had already stepped down. No, he's stepping down at the end of the year. Okay. Dang, that's what's up. I'm going to look this up, actually. Is it OxyChem? Let me see. Let's see if we can find it. There you go. Occidental Petroleum. Let's see what we're looking at. $44. So it's not much to buy. It's been down in the last week, 8%. Last month, 2%. Okay, year to date down 10%. 1 year down 18. 5 years up 330. That's not bad. I would say it's not trending the right way. It must pay a dividend if Warren Buffett is involved. Yep, 2% dividend. So what he's getting at, if Warren Buffett bought this, there's obviously opportunity here because he wouldn't buy anything unless there was. So they must have a good CEO or good CFO, and he must see growth potential. And in whatever kind of company this is, let's see, oil and natural gas. So obviously,
so that means it's an energy company, and at the end of the year, you can use whatever happens with that company as a tax credit.
Correct, and that means he knows their competition as well. He knows their competition, and he figures he can beat them. So yeah, this might be a great investment opportunity for people. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, folks, we're gonna wrap up this week. Next week, we're gonna come with a topic. I'm not sure what it's gonna be yet. I'm gonna probably put the feelers out in the group, but I have some topics that I'm rolling around. I've been rolling some of them around for a couple of weeks, and just let me know this week what y'all want to go over. If you're confused about anything we've talked about, another topic that we've talked about, but you want us to cover again, anything like that, and we will get to it. Anybody else before we wrap this up? All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for this week. The Forge is going cold. Y'all have a great week, and I will see you back here next Saturday.
Have a good day.
All right.